I am sure you might have seen these kinds of trolls on social media since the union budget has been announced. What is this budget all about? Before going into the details, let's first see what budget is and how it started. Well, a budget is a spending plan based on income and expenses. In other words, it's an estimate of how much money you'll make and spend over a certain period, such as a month or year. For example, if you get some pocket money, you need to think how much money you can spend on shopping, how much for food, and how much you can save for later. This plan of spending money is called budget. The budget was first introduced in India on 7th April 1860 from the East India Company to the British Crown. The first Indian budget was presented by a Scottish economist James Wilson on 18th February 1869. R.K. Shanmukham Chettai, Finance Minister of India, presented the first budget post-independence on 26 November 1947. Think of India as a family of over 1.4 billion people. The government acts like a guardian, taking care of everyone. Each year, they allocate money to different sectors to help people earn and spend money. This also allows the government to earn money from these sectors. We'll discuss how the government spends and earns money later in this video. Creating India's union budget is a long journey. It takes months of planning, discussion, and hard work to prepare the final draft. The process kicks off about 6 months before the financial statement is presented in Parliament. The journey begins with the Union Finance Ministry sending out instructions to all ministries, states, union territories, and autonomous bodies. These groups must prepare their budget estimates for the coming year. They also report their earnings and expenses from the previous year. Next, the Department of Expenditures and Niti Aayog dive into these proposals. They carefully review and discuss them to ensure everything is accurate. Once everything is checked and approved, the information goes to the Finance Ministry. The Finance Ministry then looks at how much money the government expects to earn and how much it plans to spend. If expenses are more than the income, there's a budget deficit. To figure out how much to borrow to cover this gap, they consult the Chief Economic Advisor. In simple words, government needs more money for the budget apart from their estimated earnings. Now, when we talk about earning and expenditure, you might be thinking how the government can earn and spend the money. Let's first focus on how they earn money. Major source of earnings are taxes, direct and indirect. If you are not aware, we all pay taxes to the government. Some citizens pays both direct and indirect tax where some pays only indirect taxes. So, what is direct tax? Think of a person who works on a private or government sector and earn more than the eligible amount. They have to pay taxes directly to the government. Income tax is the common example of direct tax. What is indirect tax then? As name suggests, indirect, citizen pays taxes to the government indirectly. For instance, if you purchase a smartphone for 20,000 rupees, the price includes GST. GST is nothing but another type of taxes. The retailer will then pass this GST amount to the government. So, you did not directly pay to the government, you gave to the retailer then gave that tax to the government. Imagine, you order a product which does not manufacture in India. When the product arrives in India from other country, customs officials will assess its value and apply a customs duty based on the applicable rate. This duty is added to the cost of the laptop, making it more expensive than if you had bought it domestically. You own a small business that manufactures and sells handmade crafts. At the end of the financial year, your business earns a profit of 10 lakhs rupee after deducting all expenses. Based on the applicable corporate tax rate, you would need to pay a portion of this profit as corporation tax to the government. Now, we have a basic idea on how the government earns money. Let's look at how they spend money. Imagine, you have a monthly income of 50,000 rupees. You need to decide how much to spend on rent, groceries, savings, and other expenses. Similarly, the government decides how to allocate its revenue to different sectors like education, healthcare, infrastructure, and more. Let's break it down for you. For example, in 2024 budget, education gets 1,25,638 crore rupees, healthcare gets 89,287 crore rupees, and infrastructure gets a big chunk too. Now, why does the government allocate money this way? It's to ensure balanced development. Just like you wouldn't spend all your money on gadgets and ignore food and rent, the government needs to balance its spending to support various needs of the country. As you can see in the 2024-25 budget, 19% of the total expenditure is for interest payments, 8% for defense, state share of taxes and duties 21%, central sector scheme 16% and around 8% for centrally sponsored scheme. This helps in maintaining infrastructure, supporting farmers, and paying off debts. In short, the government allocates money to ensure the country's growth and development, just like you allocate your income to ensure your family's well-being. Before the government finalizes the union budget, they hold pre-budget consultations. During these consultations, the finance minister meets with various stakeholders like representatives from different industries, economists, farmers, and trade unions. For example, in the 2024-25 pre-budget consultations, the finance minister met with over 120 invitees from 10 different stakeholder groups. These groups includes experts from agriculture, education, healthcare, and more. Each group shared their suggestions and concerns. Farmers might suggest increasing the budget for agriculture, while healthcare experts might ask for more funds for hospitals. These consultations help the government understand the needs of different sectors and make informed decisions. By gathering these suggestions, the government can create a budget that supports the country's growth and development. With a budget draft in place, the finance minister and the prime minister make the final adjustments to the budget. Now, it's time to present the budget in front of the whole world through the parliament session. The finance minister to ensure everyone understands the government's plans for the upcoming year. With the President's approval, the Finance Minister highlights key aspects of the budget and explains the proposals. Afterward, both houses of Parliament discuss the budget. Once approved, it goes to the President for the final approval. So, the next time you hear about the Union budget, remember it's all about planning the earnings and expenditure for the country. That's it for today's video. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.